We're about to dig into something that could completely change how you think about your life, especially as you get older. What if I told you that the way you think about rest is not just a little bit off, but might actually be hurting you? We've all heard it, right? Society tells us that once you hit a certain age, say after 58, it's time to kick back, slow down, and just rest. But what if that's a trap? Let's explore this idea that what we call rest could actually be a kind of stagnation, a thief that's secretly stealing our energy. Yeah, this idea that rest means a complete and total shutdown, it's more than just a misunderstanding. It can be genuinely dangerous. So let's pull back the curtain on this deception. This right here is such a powerful way to think about it. Picture a pond where the water never moves. What happens? It gets stagnant, cloudy, and eventually it rots. Well, the source material for this explainer argues that our bodies are exactly the same. When we stop moving completely, we don't just rest, we risk turning our bodies into a home for illness. It's a pretty stark image, isn't it? Now, let's be super clear. We are not talking about taking a healthy break or a good night's sleep. We're talking about a very specific state. In Hindi, it's called alasya, which means laziness, and its definition is the complete abandonment of all activity. According to this philosophy, this isn't recovery, this is decay. Okay, so if coming to a dead stop is the problem, then what in the world is the solution? This is where things get really fascinating. Let's look at what science says real rest actually is. And here it is. This is the big idea, from a text all the way back in 1964 that flips everything we thought we knew on its head. It says, the meaning of rest is not the abandonment of work, but the change of work. Let that sink in for a second. Real rest is about switching what you're doing. So let's lock in this new definition. This is Vishram. Rest isn't about stopping, it's about changing. This one little shift in thinking is the absolute key to unlocking a level of energy you might not have felt in years. So how is this even possible? Well, it all comes down to how our brains are wired. See, fatigue isn't usually a full body shutdown. It's often localized. Think of your brain like a huge office building. When you spend all day doing spreadsheets, the analysis department is exhausted. But guess what? The creative department down the hall is totally fresh, bored, and ready to go. By switching tasks, you're literally just letting one part of your brain clock out while another one clocks in. And once you really get that, you can build a whole new, practical system for managing your own personal energy. It's not about forcing yourself through things with sheer discipline. It's about being smarter. It's about having a system. And here's the system, laid out perfectly. It's this beautiful, simple loop. Feeling physically wiped out after doing some work in the garden? Don't just collapse on the couch. Pick up a book, do a puzzle, do some mental work. Feeling mentally fried from work? Don't just stare at a screen. Go for a walk, do some physical work. You see, you're giving the tired part a real rest while firing up a fresh part. You recharge automatically. So what happens when we do it the old way, when we just sit idle? Well, our energy level just plummets. We might think we're recovering, but really, we're just puttering along at, say, 20% of our actual capacity. But just look at the difference when you use the system. By simply changing your activity, instead of stopping cold, you don't just recover a little bit, you can rocket right back up to 100%. The incredible thing is, the energy was always there. You just had to know how to tap into it. So how can you start doing this today? It's all about adding variety to your routine. If your mind is absolutely exhausted from being at a desk all day, don't just stop everything. Engage your body. Go help a neighbor with their groceries. If your body is tired, engage your mind and your spirit. Listen to some music. The key is so simple but so powerful. Don't stop. Just change direction. This isn't just a productivity trick. It's a whole philosophy for living. And it requires a real choice, a conscious commitment, almost like a vow, to live a life that's full of meaningful activity. The source material really doesn't pull any punches here. It puts it in the most direct terms you can imagine. To choose to be completely idle, to choose what we've been mistakenly calling rest, is basically sending an invitation to decay. I mean, when you put it like that, the stakes feel pretty high, don't they? So the call to action here is immediate. It's not something to put on your to-do list for next week. It's about changing your definition of rest the very next time you feel tired. See that feeling not as a stop sign, but as a sign to simply change lanes. And that really leaves all of us with this one final and very crucial question. Take a hard look at your own life, your daily habits. Is it a flowing river, constantly moving, changing, full of energy and life? Or has it, maybe without you even noticing, become a stagnant pond? The choice and all the energy that comes with it is completely up to you.